My name's Tom, and I'm leaving the grind behind and hitting the road in search of adventure in my custom tiny studio on wheels. Welcome to Casa Nowhere. Don't forget to subscribe. You wouldn't want to miss anything. Well, hello again, Internet. It has been quite a time here in Missouri. There has been a ton of storms, flooding, thunderstorms, high winds, tornadoes. I have experienced some thunderstorms and some high winds, but no flooding or tornadoes that I've directly witnessed. However, you may remember last week I said I was going to leave. It was going to be 13 days. Well, I woke up the next morning and the park that I had booked a campsite at had been evacuated for flooding. Now, I actually am fairly close to that park now, so I went down there and checked it out. There are still parts of the park underwater, even though it has reopened, so it must have been pretty bad. However, it does not appear that it was as bad as some of these times that are painted on the bridge. But whatever, I had to figure out something else to do. This was more difficult than I really thought. Almost all of these campgrounds, the boondocking spots, and the paid campgrounds, they're almost all on streams or rivers, and everything nearby was closed for the flooding. So I ended up having to drive an hour and a half northwest of here to Johnson's Shut-ins, Missouri State Park. This was a nice park, and it took care of everything I was looking for. I was able to fill my water, take care of my holding tanks. They actually had a laundromat in the park. But before we get into that, I've been asked about what exactly is involved in getting ready to leave, getting the trailer all packed up. So when I was packing up to go, I filmed everything. So let's have a look. All right, well, it is moving day. I'm going to go over a little what I have to do to get the trailer ready to move. It's really not too much now since I got my bungees here and up in the front here. So usually I will do all my dishes and clean out the sink, and then most of the things on the counter I put into the sink. That's the sink all packed. Dry stuff that's not messy I'll throw in the bed and then just throw my covers over it. And so far that has worked just fine. Up here at the front of the trailer, I just put all the electronics away. I put these eyelets that hold the chair in place. And one last thing I always do is I turn my pump off, and then I run all the water out of the system. And the reason you want to do that is, let's say you were driving down the road and you hit a bump and a pipe burst or something. You don't want the pump pumping all your fresh water down underneath your trailer, so it's a good practice. Put the child lock on the fridge. Took my awning down. Which is something. And the next thing I do is take out the back stabilizer jacks. I leave the front stabilizers because once I jack up the tongue of the trailer, I can just pull them out easily. Now we are ready to hitch up the trailer. Then I take down the monitor so I can move that up to the truck. I have noticed with my hitch, if you're a little closer to the front of the tongue, it seems to go on better. Otherwise it can catch on the lock. Once I'm hitched up, I just pull these front stabilizers. my new levelers. I do like these. Although I'm interested to see how it's going to be getting the trailer out of here. I have to pull forward a little to get those. I had a little trouble getting the leveler out. There's not a lot of play between the two wheels, so you really have like maybe a half inch where you gotta be. I got it about 4th try. I think I know how to do that now. I can back up until the trailer wants to stop. That means I'm hitting the back wheel's leveler with the front tire, and then I can just pull forward just a tiny bit and I can get it out. Close up the doors. All right, we are ready to roll. Typically I can do that in about 10 or 15 minutes. On my way to Johnson's Shut-In State Park. As you can see, it was a nice site, and the campground in general was nice and clean. It was officially still closed. It opened April 1st, so there was only one place to get water when I got there. The store was closed. However, the laundry was open, and you could still get wood and ice. I had a very nice, relaxing time. But I also went on a little hiking adventure. All right, so the park I'm at is called Johnson's Shut-Ins, and from what I understand, the shut-ins are some places where the stream or river is forced into these narrow channels, and at the entrance to the campground they have different flags for the conditions, and I was guessing that with all the flooding and stuff they had recently that it was going to be crazy, and the flag is the red flag, which means dangerous to go in the water. But I'm gonna go walk down there and have a look and see what it looks like. So that was Johnson's Shut-Ins. Unfortunately, they had all the gates closed, so I couldn't get down closer to the water, and it wasn't quite as raging as I thought it would be. It would have been nice if I could have got there yesterday, but it definitely looked pretty raging. I mean, I don't think you'd want to be swimming in there this time of year anyway, but apparently that is the popular swimming hole when the river is not as high, but it was still pretty cool. Now we're just on our way back to the campground, which is just down here on the left a little bit. Actually getting more solar here than I was where I just was. But of course I have power. After my little hike, I was feeling pretty hungry when I went to that Town and Country grocery store on the way to the park. I had picked up a nice New York strip as well as some fresh produce. So I got to one of my favorite things, campfire cooking. Yeah, it is looking great. Slightly overcooked. Probably medium well. That hit the spot. So good. But I'm going to wrap this right here because it's still been crazy. Stay tuned for that. As always, thank you for watching and have a good one. If you made it this far, why not go ahead and hit that like button? I sure would appreciate it.